exchange you don't realize you're making. Imagine you walk into a store where you can trade hours of your life for anything you want. A new phone? That's 60 hours. A luxury car? That's 5 years. A streaming binge of your favorite show? That's half a week. The catch? Every hour you trade is non-refundable. You'll never get it back. This isn't a sci-fi fantasy. It's how most people live without realizing it. Sarah's reality check: trading hours for stuffed meat. Sarah, a marketing specialist who spends her evenings scrolling social media and watching TV shows she doesn't even enjoy. One day, during a particularly low moment, she calculated how much time she'd wasted over the past year. Over 1,000 hours, equivalent to 6 weeks of full-time work. Frustrated by this revelation, Sarah decided to reevaluate her habits. She started tracking her daily activities, assigning a monetary value to each hour based on her hourly wage. Suddenly, those late-night binges felt less like relaxation and more like theft from herself. Reflecting months later, Sarah admitted, "I wasn't just wasting time. I was trading away my future." Once I realized that, everything changed. The true cost of free: picture a line of people stretching around a block, all waiting for a free t-shirt from a company promotion. Some of them have been standing there for 3 hours. The value of the t-shirt, maybe $10. The value of their time, they don't even consider it. Now let's say those same people make $20 per hour at work. They just gave up $60 worth of time for something worth a fraction of that. It's not a free shirt. It's an expensive trade that they don't even realize they made. This is why most people stay broke. They miscalculate what's actually valuable. They think free means no cost when the real cost is their most limited resource: time. David's dilemma: free isn't always free. David, a retail manager, loved hunting for deals online. He once spent an entire weekend searching for discounts on electronics, eventually saving $50 on a gadget he didn't truly need. When his mentor pointed out the opportunity cost, hours he could have spent learning a new skill or building a side hustle, David froze. "It hit me," David said later. "I was chasing savings instead of creating wealth. Those hours could have earned me so much more if I'd invested them wisely." From then on, David shifted his focus. Instead of obsessing over discounts, he used his spare time to launch a consulting business, which quickly began generating income far beyond what any discount could offer. The illusion of unlimited time. Most people live as if they're immortal. They act like they have an infinite supply of hours. "I'll start my business next year. I'll invest when I have extra money. I'll work on my dreams when I'm not so busy." But what if you only had 6 months left? Would you still waste hours scrolling social media or waiting for a coupon deal? The wealthiest people see time for what it really is: scarce and non-renewable. They treat it like gold, while the average person treats it like spare change. Emma's epiphany. Facing mortality, Emma, a graphic designer, lived in autopilot mode until her best friend passed away unexpectedly. At the funeral, Emma couldn't shake the thought, what if that were me tomorrow? That night, she wrote down everything she wanted to achieve but kept postponing. Overwhelmed by the list, Emma committed to prioritizing her goals. She cut out distractions, delegated tasks, and dedicated 2 hours each evening to working on her dream project: a children's book series. Within a year, her books were published and selling well. "I stopped taking time for granted," Emma reflected. "Every hour became precious because I knew I couldn't guarantee another one." The two paths: builders versus consumers. Look around, and you'll notice two kinds of people. Builders create things that pay them back. They write books, build businesses, invest in skills that multiply their income. Every hour they spend is like planting a tree that will later bear fruit. Consumers burn their hours for temporary pleasure. They trade their evenings for video games, fast food, and entertainment that doesn't improve their future. Their time is spent, not invested. Most people are consumers, which is why most people never get rich. Mark's transformation. From consumer to creator. Mark, A software developer initially spent his weekends playing video games and indulging in takeout meals. Though enjoyable, these activities left him feeling unfulfilled. Inspired by a podcast about entrepreneurship, Mark decided to pivot. Instead of gaming, he taught himself coding languages outside his usual expertise. Instead of eating out, he cooked simple meals while listening to audiobooks about personal finance. Within months, Mark launched a mobile app that solved a common problem among developers. Looking back, Mark smiled. It wasn't about giving up fun, it was about finding fulfillment. Now every hour feels purposeful. The money versus time trade-off. People say, time is money. But that's not true. Time is more valuable than money because you can always make more money. You cannot make more time. Here's the brutal reality. If you spend your days doing tasks that pay you $20 an hour, you've decided that's what your time is worth. Wealthy people don't chase savings. They chase income. They don't spend 2 hours finding a way to save $5. They spend 2 hours finding a way to make $500. It's not about being reckless with money. It's about being strategic with time. Rachel's strategy: prioritizing. Value. Rachel, a freelance writer, used to pride herself on frugality, spending hours clipping coupons and hunting for bargains. However, after reading about wealth-building principles, she realized her efforts were misaligned with her goals. She switched tactics, focusing on high-value activities like pitching clients and improving her craft. By increasing her rates and streamlining her workflow, Rachel doubled her income within 6 months. Saving pennies won't make you wealthy, Rachel advised others. Focus on earning dollars, or better yet, hundreds of dollars. The 9-to-5 trap. Why most people stay stuck. The traditional job system is designed to keep you thinking like a worker, not a creator. You trade your time for a paycheck, and the more you work, the more tired you become. You use your off hours to recover instead of grow. Meanwhile, wealth builders break this cycle. They use their time to build systems, businesses, investments, intellectual property that continue to generate income without their constant effort. They own their time, while others rent theirs out. James's journey. Breaking free from the grind, James, a corporate accountant, felt trapped in his 9-to-5 routine. Despite earning a decent salary, he lacked freedom and fulfillment. Determined to escape the grind, James began exploring passive income streams during his evenings and weekends. He started investing in dividend-paying stocks and created an e-commerce store selling niche products. Slowly but surely, his side ventures grew, providing enough income to replace his salary. Today, James runs his businesses full-time, enjoying flexibility and financial independence. The 9-to-5 isn't evil, James explained, but staying stuck in it without a plan is. Build something that works for you, not the other way around. The debt time. Siphon. Another reason most people stay broke? Debt. Not just financial debt, but time debt. Every unnecessary purchase financed on credit is a chunk of your future time already spent. That new car with a 5-year loan? That's 5 years where you must keep working just to cover the cost. That fancy gadget on your credit card? That's a month of work you just locked yourself into. The more you borrow, the more you sell your future. The rich don't just avoid debt because it costs money. They avoid it because it costs freedom. Alex's awakening. Escaping debt's grip. Alex, a young professional, accumulated significant credit card debt after years of impulsive purchases. Each payment felt like a weight, dragging him further from his dreams. Determined to reclaim his future, Alex implemented a strict budget, cutting expenses and redirecting funds toward paying off his debts. Once debt-free, Alex adopted a cash-only policy, refusing to trade his time for material possessions. He reinvested his earnings into assets that generated passive income, securing his financial freedom. Debt steals your time, Alex warned. Break free before it takes everything. The solution: change your value system. If you want to break free, You need to change what you value most. The wealthy prioritize earning over saving. They focus on increasing income, not clipping coupons. Building over consuming. They create assets instead of only buying them. Multiplication over addition. They invest in things that make money work for them. Meanwhile, the average person prioritizes comfort, entertainment, and small savings, all of which keep them in a cycle of financial dependence. Lisa's leap. Shifting priorities. Lisa, a teacher turned entrepreneur, initially struggled to balance her love for stability with her desire for growth. After attending a seminar on wealth building, she committed to shifting her priorities. She replaced nightly Netflix sessions with online courses and mentoring calls. She reinvested profits from her tutoring side hustle into scalable digital products. Within 2 years, Lisa transitioned to full-time entrepreneurship, achieving both financial security and creative fulfillment. You can't grow without discomfort, Lisa emphasized. Action steps to reclaim your time. 1. Calculate the real cost. Before you wait in line, binge watch, or waste time, ask yourself, how much of my life am I trading for this? 2. Build instead of consume. Start a side business, create content, or develop skills that pay you back in the future. Stop chasing cheap, start chasing value. Don't waste time saving pennies when you could be earning thousands. Eliminate time debt. Avoid purchases that force you to work longer in the future just to pay for them. Treat time like gold. Every hour should be spent either creating wealth, improving yourself, or enjoying life in a meaningful way. Mike's method. Maximizing every hour. Mike, a fitness coach, optimized his schedule to maximize productivity. He eliminated distractions, batched similar tasks, and set clear boundaries with clients. By treating his time as sacred, Mike tripled his client base and expanded his services globally. Time management is wealth management, Mike declared. Respect your hours and they'll reward you. The clock is always ticking. Most people stay broke because they don't respect time. They trade it for scraps, they spend it instead of investing it, and they think they have an unlimited supply. But the truth? Your time is running out. Every second that passes is gone forever. If you want to be wealthy, stop acting like you'll live forever. Start valuing your hours like the priceless assets they are. Because at the end of the day, the real difference between the rich and the poor isn't money. It's how they use their time.